This should be interesting. Oh, that's right, 2 triggers. Now it's like this.
Did you release the safety? Well guys, if you haven't figured it out yet, we're going to try a little bit of cowboy action shooting come spring. So we're trying to acquire the firearms that are needed and do a little bit of practice with what we need to do so that we can, not look like complete amateurs and actually hit something while we're out there. For our double barrel, we chose the Stoeger Coach Gun. It's got the double trigger on it after doing some reading. The double trigger seems to be the better choice. We went with 12 gauge. That seems to be the most common choice for the action shooters. And this is a neat little gun that we've got here. And we're all going to be shooting it today, testing it out. Don't expect any groundbreaking speed or cowboy action with it, but we'll see what we can do. Right now we just have some standard filled loads you would use for skeet, 2 3/4 inch shells. This particular firearm is chambered in 3-inch shells, so we've got a little bit of headroom with it when we start reloading. If we reload the shell a little too long or the end of it isn't crimped just right, we'll have plenty of room for that. We won't run into any binding issues with it. One thing we will have to do is every time you open the breech it engages the safety. For cowboy action shooting we're going to want to disable that, but for right now we're good. Kicks like a mule, but it's not bad overall. We're going to have to work on the action to get it to open a little bit easier. But all that's in the future. Right now it's just getting the feel of the gun. That's pretty good. It's pretty good, I like it. Definitely need some cowboy loads instead of field loads to lighten that up a little bit. Imagine after getting kicked like that 30 or 40 times it could start to hurt. Overall, I'm happy with the Coach Gun. It feels solid. It's got a nice firm recoil to it. It doesn't feel cheap at all. And these are, they're around $400 for this particular gun. It's, not an overly expensive firearm, but for the price it's real good. And again, we chose the double trigger after seeing on the internet, reading reviews and seeing reviews on it, that the double trigger, while it's a good gun, doesn't hold up to cowboy action shooting. The repetitive firing of it all the time actually wears the mechanism faster. These seem to be more reliable when you're going to be firing a lot of rounds. And of course, for actual shooting, we'll have to get us some reloads. We'll have to do some reloads. Lighten up the load a little bit so that it's not kicking like a mule every time you fire it. But you probably want to see me fire both barrels at once right now. I'll pass. Might talk my son into it, but I'll pass. I'm not even sure if I could pull the triggers at the same time. Little use. We'll figure out what we need to do to clean the mechanism up and get a little bit smoother when we get done with it. When you pull this, it'll actually just fall open instead of having to be pulled open. But we'll get there. We'll get there. Should be a lot of fun. We're looking forward to it.